Hello everyone and welcome to another magnificent learning experience with Saoirse, who is magnificent. Today we are going to be talking about multiplying integers starting on page 24 of your books. And today I'm going to help you be able to do what you need to do in math. Alright, let's get started. Today's key ideas are the product of two integers with the same sign is positive, and the product of two integers with different signs is negative. And we learned in previous videos that integers is just like a fancier word for saying numbers. So basically, the answer, the product, of two numbers with the same sign will be positive. So let's just, for example, we have 3 times 2. Okay, do those have the same sign? Yes, so we know that the answer is going to be positive. Okay, let's try another one. Negative 3 times negative 2. Do they have the same sign? Yes, they both have negative signs, so we know that the answer is going to be positive. Okay? Right. The answer of two numbers with different signs will always be negative. So if we have negative 3 times 2, they both have negative signs. One has negative and one has positive. So that means that the answer will be negative 6. Okay? So basically, same sign, positive. Different signs, negative. First example in your book, multiplying integers with the same sign. Find negative 5 times negative 6. Okay, first thing we want to look at is their signs, okay? Do they have different signs or same signs? They have the same signs, okay? So we know that the answer is going to be what? Positive, okay? So from knowing from our basic multiplication tables, we know that 5 times 6 is 30. And we know that since they have the same signs, it will be positive 30. That is our answer. Next we have A, which is 3 times negative 4. First thing we want to look at is their signs. Do they have the same signs or different signs? And we know here, technically this is a plus sign, but I'm going to put it there just in case we forget, okay? Looking at their signs, what do they have? They have different signs, okay? So that means that the answer is going to be what? That's right. The answer is going to be negative, okay? So knowing from our knowledge of multiplication tables, 4 times 3 is 12, but it's not positive 12, it's negative 12 because our signs were different, okay? Let's move on to example B, which is 7 times negative 7, times positive 4, and I'm going to put the positive in there just so that we can be able to remember. So I'll put it in parentheses, okay? Positive 4, okay? Looking at their signs, do they have same signs or different signs? That's right. They have different signs, so we know that the answer is going to be negative. So we know 7 times 4 is what? 28, but not just any 28, negative 28, because the signs were different. Alright, great. Let's go ahead and try one on your own. So when you're ready, pause the video, get your answer, and then unpause when you're ready. Okay? So we're going to have negative 7 times negative 8. So pause the video, get your answer. You got your answer? Awesome. Okay, so the first thing that we always want to look at is signs, okay? So, let's see. Do they have the same signs or different signs? That's right. They have the same signs, so we know the answer is going to be positive, okay? So, using your knowledge of multiplication tables, 8 times 7 is 56, so the answer is positive 56. Negative 7 times negative 8 is positive 56 because two negatives make a positive. Always remember that. Let's try another one on your own, okay? So let's do 4 times negative 6. Okay? Go ahead and pause the video, get your answer, and when you're ready, unpause. Right, you got your answer? Right, let's check it. So, first thing we look at, what is it? Our signs, that's right. So here. Technically, we have a plus sign right here. So what do they have? Same or different signs? Different, that's right. They have different signs, so that means our answer is going to be what? That's right, negative, okay? 6 times 4 is what? 24. But not just any 24, negative 24 because we had different signs. Alright, now we're going to learn about something called exponents. And I'm sure all of you know what that means, but just in case, I'm going to review. Okay? This number right here would be called 5 to the second power. And 5 is the base, and 2 is the exponent. Okay? This basically means whatever number that is raised to the power, so if you had 5 raised to whatever number, that would be how many times you would multiply 5 by itself. Okay? So as we see, 5 is raised to the power of 2. That means that breaking it down, it would be 5 times 5. Not 5 times 2, 5 times 5. Okay? And what is 5 times 5? 25. When we're using exponents, sometimes we run up against problems that have negative numbers in them. So that means we would have, like using the example before, negative 5 to raise to the power of 2. Okay? So as we know, this is the base, this is the exponent. So, looking at it again, how will we write this out? Well, negative 5, bring that down, multiply it, and we multiply it against itself, okay? It's negative 5, okay? But, looking right here, we can look by what we learned in previously. What is the first thing we always look at? Signs. So do they have the same sign or do they have different signs? They have the same signs, okay? So that means that the answer is going to be positive. So 5 times 5 is positive 25, right? It is very common to get these two problems mixed up. And they may look a little bit the same, but they are very, very different. Let's take this one, for instance, okay? According to PEMDAS, we would take parentheses first. So the number of parentheses, we would take it out. So that'd be negative 5 times itself because it's a second time. And we would get positive 25 because of these signs. They're the same. Okay? But down here is very different. Okay? So instead of taking negative 5 out, you would just take the 5 because it's not a part of the number itself. So now this becomes 5 times 5 in parentheses with a negative. Okay? So now, according to PEMDAS, you would do parentheses first, which is 25. Then you'd bring down the negative, which would be negative 25. So these are very, very different, as you can tell. Okay, I just want to do a couple more problems because I don't want you guys getting confused or anything on like quiz or tests or anything like that. So let's do the problems. So we have negative 3 raised to the second power. Okay? So first we gotta do PEMDAS. So let me just write PEMDAS up there. Okay, so what we do is we're gonna take this number with the parentheses, because it was already in parentheses, bring it down. So now it's -3, and because it's the second power, we're going to multiply it against itself again. And, okay, let's look. Do they have the same or different signs? They have the same signs, so it would be +9. Okay? Now let's do -6 to the third power. Now I want you to pause the video and try to get the answer on your own. Okay? Right, you got your answer, so let's go ahead and check. Okay? So we have parentheses first. So we're going to take this number and bring it down, so now it becomes -6. And because it's the 3 times, it's -6 times -6 times -6 equals, okay? So because these are all the same, see, these ones are same, but what? Looky here. This one is the same, but because -6 times -6 is +36, +36 times -36 would be different signs, so that means that the sign is going to be negative, okay? And then we're going to do a little math over here. 36 times 6. You can do that in your head, that's great. I can't. So I'm just going to really quick do the math. 18, 19, 20, 21. 216. Okay? It's -216. So let's do another problem like that. So what just happened is we saw what happened when there was multiple different signs in a problem, okay? So if we have that problem again, let's do it with a smaller number, okay? So like -2 to the third power, okay? So according to PEMDAS, we're going to take the parentheses first. So bring it down. So that'd be -2 times -2 times -2 because it was 3 times, all right? So let's go ahead and figure out this part first, okay? So if we look, they have what? The same sign, so we know it's going to be positive. 2 times 2 is 4, okay? But now bringing this down, we see that it's going to be times -2. And looking, they have different signs, so the answer is going to be negative. 4 times 2 is 8. So see, if you have an odd number, it's another trick. An odd number of numbers then you would have negative. Okay? If it's even, then it's positive. Okay? Alright, let's try a few problems the other way that we learned. Okay? So let's try -5 times to the second power. Okay? So, according to PEMDAS, we're going to do exponents first. So that means this would be cut off, okay? And we're just doing this. So 5 times 5, okay? Because we're doing exponents first because there wasn't a parentheses, okay? Let's do 5 times 5, okay? Then, since we had a negative sign, we have to bring the negative sign back, okay? Now, some of you may be like, oh, distributed property, I got it. -5 times -5. No, okay? You have to go back. PEMDAS, what does it say to do? It says to do parentheses. So that means that we have to solve this first. So 5 times 5 is 25. That's left in the parentheses, okay? Then there's still a negative left over. So it becomes -25. Okay? Let's try one on your own. So let's do -3 to the third power. Okay? So pause the video when you have your answer. Unpause and check. So you got your answer, so let's see if you got it right. Okay? So, according to PEMDAS, such a funny acronym, we have to do what? Are there any parentheses? Nope, no parentheses. So what's next on the list? Exponents. So that means we got to do this and this first before we do anything else, okay? So we bring that down, so now it becomes 3 times 3 times 3, okay? Bring our negative down, okay? Not distributive property. Again, we look at PEMDAS. Is there parentheses? Yes, so we need to do the parentheses first. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So now it's 27, but bring our negative down, negative 27. So the answer, negative 3 to the third power, is negative 27. Did you get the answer right? Awesome. Well, this is the end of the video. I just want to say thanks for tuning in, and I hope I was able to help you be able to do what you need to do in math. This has been Saoirse with another magnificent learning experience, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.